Nog na Morning Live here on SABC2. Like Leanne said earlier on, that we'll be talking World Wildlife Day. So today it is indeed World Wildlife Day. This day seeks to raise awareness about the importance of preserving and nurturing wildlife. It is also an opportunity to celebrate many forms of wild fauna and flora and to raise awareness of the multitude of benefits that conservation provides to people. Now, joining us in our studios in Pretoria is Cecilia Njenga. She is the head of office at the United Nations Environment Programme. Cecilia, very good morning to you and a warm welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you and good morning.
Thank you very much indeed for coming through. Now, what is the significance of this day?
Today, World Wildlife Day was declared by the United Nations General Assembly since 2013 that we should be celebrating every 3rd of March, the World Wildlife Day. What is significant about this day is the fact that the poaching and the illegal trade and illicit trafficking of wildlife has reached unprecedented levels. And therefore, we are being called upon to be aware, first of all, that this is happening. Secondly, to be informed, to take action wherever we are. Because, as we risk to lose important species, we risk to lose important wildlife, and this has a negative and high impact on the entire life support system. It also talks about, today's actually theme is the future of wildlife is in our hands. And we will be focusing more this year on the African elephant. Mm-hmm. Between 2010 and 2012, we have been informed that we have lost through poaching over 100,000 elephants. And that's indeed significant. But what is also very significant about the loss of the African elephant for us here in South Africa is that South Africa and Zimbabwe actually constitute about the loss of about 10% of the entire number of elephants poached around the world. So it's quite a significant day for us here in South Africa.
Now, I'm clearly listening to you as you mentioned in the statistics. So can you really say that the situation has got out of hand?
The situation, I would say, is indeed getting out of hand. And I think that's why the world leaders agreed anonymously in 2013 to declare this as a very important day. What I'm saying is, for us here in Africa, of course, the key species that we will tend to lose if we are not able to curb this crime, if I may call it so, because illegal trafficking on wildlife and its products is actually being conducted through some criminal syndicates. And therefore, there is indeed important for us to address not only the demand side, who is it that is demanding for this product, but also address the supply side and work with governments, work with communities in a very effective manner to try and curb what may become a menace and where our future generations may not have the chance to see a live elephant, may not have a chance to see a live rhino, because if we continue at the level we are going, we are bound to lose valuable biodiversity and flora and fauna.
Yeah. Now, how do we go about educating the public about preserving the wild?
What we are seeing increasingly are much more innovative systems. I would like to give the example here of one of the winners of the Champions of the Earth Award that was given out at the General Assembly in September last year. The black mambas that are operating in Balule are seen as a very innovative approach, and it is actually a majority women anti-poaching unit that has been trained, and you just turn the paradigm around because we do know that a lot of times it is men that are involved, even at communities that live adjacent to national parks. They are the ones that a lot of times are involved in poaching. And what Balule has done through this innovative approach is involve the women. And these women live in communities, they work with communities, they are at home with their children. So they are not only raising awareness at the family level in terms of the value of wildlife, but they're also involved in understanding, what is happening within their communities and trying to work to educate and to curb poaching from that approach. So it is quite a different approach. And I think that's what we are trying to encourage. Let's change the paradigm, not only by raising awareness, understanding the value of flora and fauna, but also using approaches that were traditionally not the usual approaches that are used to combat this illicit trafficking of wildlife.
Well, Cecilia, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much
indeed. Now, that's Cecilia.